Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Panzer Dragoon Saga, and we have the last dragon, the anti-I-Wing, and then we have sestren, and I've already done this. I tried recording part 45, we beat the I-Wing, we got to sestren, and then I got into a infinite loop of death where I really could not do anything, and I'm going to point that out when I get there, that we need to be careful with that. So, for now, we're going to take on the anti-I-Wing, which is really a dangerous dragon form because it has the ability and the inclination to shift to spiritual class, which means we are going to want to use shield chips. And because I had to go through all of this again, I have all of my shield chips, which is good, as I'm going to need them to keep me alive through this fight. I'm also going to be losing frames like crazy here because this fight just seems to dictate that. So, yeah, I do apologize that this video is going to be not quite as decent as the last one, and there's really not a thing I can do about it. I tried. It's not wonderful. It's a pain. Alright, so we are just going to start shooting this thing. We're going to leave one bar up to make sure we can throw up another shield should we need to. Because it's just going to keep throwing berserks at us. So, as long as our shield's up, we are fine, but our shield just went down. Shield goes back up. And we're getting to the point to where it should be about dead. Berserker Rage, you know, that's a thing that would have hurt had I not had a shield up. And it has access to all of our berserks. So, as you can see, even the ones that are ridiculously overpowered. Alright. I should be able to kill it with these last two. Yes. There we go. Took no damage, got an excellent on that. Leveled up to 52. And now we have sestren itself. Which sestren itself is going to be interesting because it's going to show up and take the form of an anti-solo wing. So the other final dragon class that we could have got is its chosen form. And when we go into this fight, it actually does not start off a fight at all. It's going to start off kind of a history lesson. So, we've come this far. Now it's up to us. The President's daughter's been kidnapped. It's up to us. The Divine Visitor has come. And sestren shows up, and it can talk to us. Which is creepy into itself. Our purpose is to fulfill the will of the ancients. But you've chosen a different path. You ignore your duty and disobey the ancient ones. Now, Divine Visitor, you shall die. A whole lot of nope gonna happen here. So it summons 5 orbs. You cannot target them differently, like one. It will pick one that you will target. And then it will load a little FMV sequence from the last of the game. The last game. So it's going to show sequences from Panzer Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon's Way. And if you have not played these games, or if you've not played them within recent memory, a lot of this is not going to make sense. I've not played Panzer Dragoon in so long that I don't remember it. So, a lot of these sequences are not going to make sense to me, but they are throwbacks to the previous parts of the series. So, we saw 2 4-winged things engage in battle, and then system informed us that there's an impurity detected. Seems like something crashing down. I do remember that scene from Panzer Dragoon Saga, the baby dragon. And there's Shellkoof. We remember that fondly. We broke that. That was the thing that happened. I do want to say Shellkoof was the boss of one of the other games. Panzer Dragoon Saga, I think. But again, it's been so long, and I've only beaten Panzer Dragoon Saga once. So I do remember part of the plot of Sway, the mutants. Dragons could be cultivated, but if they were mutant dragons and they had the glowing light in their throat, they had to be killed. I want to say it was because the Empire feared them. There was a prophecy that they would bring ruination, and so people just blindly killed them, thinking the Empire knew what was best. And boy finds one and shows compassion, doesn't want to kill it because it's just a baby, and finds out that it can shoot lasers, and goes on a rebellion against the Empire. So, interesting things to note. Alright. That one's Shellkoof again, and then that thing. We fought that long ago. And it looks like the last dragon fought it as well, which we kind of already knew about. It was an ancient weapon that's purpose... It would not rest until its purpose was fulfilled, and so it was defeated here, and then the Empire dragged it back out of its stasis, and then it reactivated when it saw us, because we are another dragon. Alright. So, now that it has one orb left, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to charge up all of my meters, because that'll let me, when the fight starts, start with 2 gauges, as opposed to 0 or 1. And here's the last video where it shows us activation of D-Unit Type 01, which is the Shadow Dragon. One of the forms that the Solo Wing can turn into is a callback to the other games. And the Shadow Dragon killed the rider, and then we see the boy and ourselves. And then we meet our dragon for the first time. So, history seems to be repeating itself. Dragon riders pair up with dragons and cause problems for the Empire. But not just the Empire, it seems. It seems like Sestren itself. So, alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw up a shield, because I have 3 shield chips. Because the first thing it's going to try to do is attack me. And as you can see, it has a weak spot if you are directly behind it. So if you are in its... but it's behind the dragon. So, okay, the infinite loop that I got into was here, in the sestren fight. It will do something called... activate motion sensors, motion detection, and if you move or attack it, it counts as it counts as motion and will attack you. I was at full gauge, so the full gauge response is counterattack, or at least it's one of them. And so I could not do anything. It would register my counterattack as movement and attack me, and then I would counterattack it. And so we were at an impasse that would not have ended until I died, because I would have just remained at full gauge class, because I could not take an action. So I just got fed up with it and stopped, and just told it to leave. I just reset the game. It's like, I'm done with this. Alright. Detect surroundings, and through the heart is what it's going to do there. So I'm going to use my last shield chip, because might as well. It's not It's not doing a lot, but it is protecting me from 1,000 points of damage. And it's gonna constantly use detect surroundings to shift, and I'm gonna walk right into it. That's brilliant. And then it's gonna use through the heart again. I'm gonna need to use some full healing items here, as well as chips. I'm gonna just... Son of a bitch! I did not get a chance to actually do anything. And that's one thing I kind of hate about this, is it's... It's thinking, and it's thinking faster than I'm getting a chance to do anything with. So I'm going to use my last shield chip, and I'm going to use Ambrosia. No, I'm going to use Full Elixir. And heal myself completely. And move into a green section, and I'm just going to continue to try to move into green sections so that I can stay alive. And build up... Okay, it's deactivating the system. And it's going to fire its laser. Because we are fighting the dragon, as well as Sestren. So I'm going to get here, and... take a stab at it while it takes a stab at me, literally. How wonderful. Alright, I'm out of shield chips. I really wish I had got more shield chips at this point, because I'm kind of boned. I'm gonna fill up my gauges, and... no, I'm going to throw up a shield. It's worth it at this point. It really is. Alright, I'm not going to get full gauge. Alright, what the hell is it doing now? It looks like it's absorbing the dragon, and... taking very little damage from my attacks. Alright, I can target more than one thing. Okay. I can only target those two things. Alright, and it looks like we are going to be in a bad spot. My shield is gone. I'm gonna bring my shield back, because it's doing something. Fused Guardian. Oh, okay, I seem to remember this. It's gonna throw bosses at me. Like, literally, it's gonna throw old bosses at me. Okay. And Psychic Field. I don't remember what that does. I really should have... Oh, it broke my shield. Okay. How adorable. But you know what? I can just keep throwing these out. And I'm gonna keep throwing these out. And it's gonna throw another boss at me. Zones will start off green and safe. It's not worth trying to damage Sister until later on in the battle when its weak point will be revealed. She keep out of the red zones as long as possible. Drive into the swirling void and pull out a hallucinogenic fused version of a boss form earlier in the game, or from an earlier Panzer Dragoon game. This enemy will crash into you, dealing large amounts of damage. Soon afterwards, all zones will be red. It will repeat its attack every so often. System will use Psychic Field move, which is status clear. All zones will go green, and the ghostly solo ring will come out. Okay. Okay. So it's just going to keep doing that. I'm going to recover. And then I'm going to throw out another shield. I'm not going to let it do anything to me. And this is going to be a long fight from the look of things. So this is going to be a long episode. I do apologize for that. Alright, so there's really nothing we can do. So I'm just gonna do some damage to it, just to make me feel better about myself. And it's gonna throw a boss at me. That's okay. Golia. Okay. It threw a Golia at me. That's hilarious. Alright, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I may actually cut this into 2 episodes, the way this is going, because I can't do anything while it's in this kind of impenetrable mode. So, yeah. And crap. Fuse Prototype D? Prototype Dragon, I assume. 600 points damage. Not really what I was expecting. Damage-wise. Shit! Tell me that it's not gonna... Okay, I was gonna be real pissed off if it got into another instantly. Alright. Psychic Field again. To get rid of my shield. That's fine. I don't care. Because I have enough to do it again. And I'm gonna throw out... You know... some sort of berserk... replenishment. I love that it's throwing... You ever been so mad that you hit someone with someone... it's throwing ships at me. This is getting kind of silly. Okay, let's do that and give me 500 BP back. See? How wonderful is that? And no. 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 We're just not letting that happen. Alright, I'm just gonna hit it. Because it seems to just not be doing anything. Okay, it's doing something now. The second I say that, it does something. Can I... Does it have a weak point? No. Okay. So, I'm just gonna keep shooting it. And I'm gonna build back up my shield. And this is the just lather, rinse, repeat is all this is. So, yeah. This is fun, isn't it? So this is not going to be the final episode, because I've yet to actually get it into a, you know, discernible level of damage. Because all it does is take crap damage from even my strongest gun. And Psychic Field, I don't care. You can keep doing that all you want. Because what I'm gonna do is just bring it back. Don't care. Alright, it's just gonna keep... It's throwing Shellcoof at me now. It's throwing the boss of another game at me. This is getting ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, this is ridiculous. Alright, let's do a little bit of damage to it, and then we'll end this episode. I'll do... Oh, hey! A weak spot just came out. The hell? Okay, that's better. I like that. I can't find it. Because it keeps roving around. Alright, so it looks like it's going back to doing its thing of this. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna end this episode here, but it seems like it's shooting out the dragon, which does form a weak point, which means we can do that. So, yeah. Next installment, the last episode, hopefully. I'm tired of this boss fight already. It's taken forever. So I'll see you guys in the next installment. Till then, later everyone.